Hello, my name is Keyshawn Taylor, and I'll be talking to you about the education field and what the Upward Bound program is. Upward Bound is an educational support program for students in high school that helps guide them towards success in post secondary education. The program targets potential first generation college students in low income areas to support those that do not have the necessary resources and guidance to succeed in education. The program offers free tutoring, counseling, mentoring, field trips, cultural enrichment in some cases, and many different supporting roles to help students stay on the right path and get an education. Why do low income students fail in school? Example 1 being poor socioeconomic environment. Low income students are disadvantaged with not having the necessary resources to compete with richer counterparts due to an imbalance of school funding. Distractions. Low income students have more distractions like unstable households, lack of role models, violent influences, and drugs. Working against history. Most low income students are minorities and have always had history of education inequality working against them. Was it always like this? And a short answer, yes. Education may seem unfair now, but it was way worse in the past. After slavery was abolished, African Americans were still not seen as equals to white people, and laws were created to segregate them in schools while also supplying them with limited resources that did not provide a quality education. An example of this is Plessy versus Ferguson, a ruling of the court that favored separate as equal and made it legal to force African American children to go to separate schools than whites. Another example of this is schools also showed prejudice towards women since they were not allowed to pursue higher education during majority of the 1900s. Notable education acts that help the education process. The Brown versus Board of Education case of 1951 reversed Plessy versus Ferguson, which was a policy that previously allowed segregation among schools. This case declared separate is not equal and made it illegal to separate children based on race. Elementary and Secondary Education Act, an act that forced integration amongst public schools or risked education funding cuts. Title IX. Title IX prohibited discrimination by sex and legislated equal treatment amongst all students. Lau and Nichols increased rights for students with limited English speaking skills, and this helped with Latinos coming from Mexico and a lot of people coming from Asia that had language barriers. No Child Left Behind, an increase of funding for schools in low-income areas, hoping it could better their education performance. This was an update to the Federal Funding Act of 1965 that increased the funding for low-income area schools. A brief history of Upward Bound. Upward Bound was created in 1965 as a result of the Economic Opportunity Act of 1964 and Higher Education Act of 1965 by Stan Sallet. Sallet is a civil rights organizer, national education policy advisor, and of the creators of the Head Start program. The program focuses on low-income students with a lack of higher education in their family. The program operates through individual grants per student. Each covers specific geographic areas and provides services to nearly 60,000 students annually. Upward Bound system. Students are selected based on their academic potential, family education background, and family financial situation. Selected students have access to weekly checkups from advisors to make sure that they are on the right education path and tutoring/mentoring sessions throughout the school year to make sure that they are getting the help they need. Students are also enrolled in a summer program in which they take college prep courses, some with college/high school credit classes. Students also go on field trips to other colleges to expose them to the college atmosphere. Overall, is this program successful? Upward Bound's overall success rate differs from area to area since some environments are victim to harder circumstances to overcome. However, the program has proven effective and enrolled students wanting to go to college more. The observational study of this program shows that students who remain in the program are more likely to pursue higher education, apply for financial aid, apply for four-year institutions, and complete their degree requirements. Are there any obstacles? Upward Bound's main obstacle are the same obstacles that keep students from originally completing school in the first place. Bad influences and lack of resources is generally what keeps them from continuing with the program. Some kids are too caught up in the street lifestyle, and problems at home continue the program, and lack of funding limits the amount of grants that Upward Bound is able to give to students to participate in the program. In conclusion, Upward Bound is a wonderful program that aims to continue low-income students' education. Anyone that is able to participate in it should be considered lucky. This program offers free tutoring, advising, field trips, and a summer program that grants college and high school credits. In recent years, there has been a spike in the amount of minority and low-income students attending college, and some of that can be accredited to a program like Upward Bound.